guys, today we're Bravia. Today I'm going to do analysis of the way that Gonzalez Cannon played at the cash game at Poker Stars. Obviously I am a nit, so you got the plays I'll make is not entirely fit to standard poker strategy. It's like much tighter. It's better for like these kind of cash game things. For tournaments, it doesn't really get you too far to be honest, but if you do get far enough, um, it will make you a lot of money. So that's kind of the way that the play style works. He made a 155k profit here, so
Vipper raises to 2400.
I would actually fold here to be honest, but
He said I qualified. I put the 800 out.
Yeah, if I'm in, I have 800 out, and then someone raises it up to 2400. I'll definitely fold with 8-4 off.
The Cannon defending his straddle.
He does defend, as you can see. This is why you don't defend. Mathematically speaking,
5 ace 8.
But then you make mid pair here.
I googled that bet. Turns out not a saying.
So he puts 4,000 out into a 5,600 pot. That's kind of big. Usually that does kind of like make you think, oh shit, they probably actually have an ace. So you could justify folding here because he did raise pre-flop, which like represents the ace pretty strongly. But also the fact that he could just be doing a continuation bet, and in that case, if you're thinking they're doing that, and you think they're trying to get you to fold like off someone's hands, then you can definitely try to. You could definitely just call with mid pair.
He bets 4,000.
So I think that's
The Cannon has made a pair.
That's
see
the way
if he
the
can
Cannon
take the
looks
heat
at
from
it.
Pete.
I think he's definitely planning. So I think what most people do here is they call, and then on the turn, if he doesn't bet, then you're fine.
Qualify.
Because if they don't bet on the turn,
Qualifies and he calls.
Pre-flop the call was questionable, but once
ace.
you make a pair, you got to keep going.
It was probably just a continuation bet.
Ace of diamonds on the turn.
Keep in mind, they could be raising with other things besides just an ace pre-flop. Also, this ace is a scary card for Biffer because then he's like, oh shit, if he does have something to call with, could definitely be an ace, and also calling a raise pre-flop like that definitely represents could definitely represent a weak ace or something like that.
Biffer's gritting his teeth at the thought of having to bet this again.
You can have like ace 5, like a5 fucking full.
And the Cannon's going to bet it 9,000. And he folds, and the Cannon's going to pick up his first pot of the night.
I like the other Cannons better, yo. Nice hand.
Thank you.
Cannon is out of position
with King Queen of spades. He's going to call. 10-4-6 rainbow. Negrano's pair still best.
Yeah, so King Queen suited is a slight underdog against threes. Heads up.
And it checks.
Probably not too scary a board for Daniel.
That's a good check. Yeah, that's a normal check, and then Daniel goes for the continuation.
That's 2,500.
2,500.
It's a 3/4 pot bet, which is a pretty big bet for Daniel, actually.
In terms of equity, I'd say I would fold here. He doesn't have the flush draw, and he does have 2 overs.
And the Cannon's going to
call. Just
call.
has to hold.
This is a pretty loosey-goosey float from the Cannon.
Like I said, yeah, that is a pretty loose call.
8 of clubs on the turn.
Yeah. Normally, I would probably fold there.
Cannon thinking, now reaching for chips.
Looks like he's going to come out firing. This is going to look pretty weird to Daniel.
Interesting.
I think
Cannon bets 7,000.
I think he's trying to represent like yeah, so I think he's trying to represent the club's draw, or he also this also is kind of like a straight D board now with the 8 on the turn.
This move can sometimes be easily read as a bluff, but even if it is, the Cannon could be bluffing with a better hand than Daniel's.
Daniel folds, and the Cannon gets away with a bluff.
Just pounding us.
Pounding.
So that was a pretty, what's the word, standard bluff.
Ain't no fun when the
could
rep
easily be read as a bluff as well, but since I feel like that Daniel's hand definitely there, that isn't even strong enough to catch a bluff sometimes. So
How much? 15.
Action on the Cannon. King jack
that's
off.
a nice bet there.
1 yellow and 1 white.
My guess is the biggest part.
1 yellow, 1 white? 1 yellow, 1 white. I can do that. Much better.
Cannon calls.
So Cannon
Flop
hasn't
is
dominated.
Ace King Deuce.
Poker mid pair.
Cannon called out of position, but he's got
Check.
Seaver
Seaver's gonna
dominated.
bet right
Both have
here.
got middle pair.
Probably.
He's checked it.
Oh.
And Seaver checks behind.
Seaver's checking for pot control.
Ace of clubs on the turn pairs the board. Cannon still ahead.
Can't
2
see a bet
yellows,
now.
2 whites.
Makes it 3,000.
Scott was the last aggressor, but Gonzo now betting for
Seaver's
value.
gonna call here.
Makes
for
a good
sure.
point. Seems fair.
And Seaver calls.
Yellows, 2 whites it is.
I'm
Six
gonna
of
see
hearts on the
check,
river
check, or
changes nothing.
Well, my guess is 1 silver,
probably going
3
to.
yellows.
That would be 8K and a pretty decent value bet.
And Gonzo's counting out some yellows instead. 8,000.
It was 1 silver and 3 yellows. Just
different
just-
way.
spited me and did it differently.
Didn't even realize it.
Cannon's metagaming Scott Seaver.
So he definitely knows that Seaver doesn't
Well, what he-
have the ace, probably because like, cause Seaver didn't represent it by like checking post flop when he was in position. So he probably thinks that he does have a better hand than Seaver. That's decently sized value.
You
bet.
had a Seaver
I would probably go like 70% though.
wing to the house.
Scott calls.
Got a king.
That's fine.
Gonzo's got the better king.
Sorry, okay, right.
Just to keep-
That's the
Everyone's making you show your hand first.
that's a nice part
Just a
about
little yeast. Just a little
dominating
yeast.
someone.
Min raise from the cannon with suited connectors.
Min-raise
Ace
suited
9 for Bobby.
connectors.
Alright.
No.
Sounded good.
He calls.
So on the
Well, the Cannon's finally
that's a-
raising, but he gave Bobby 4.5 to 1, which means he should have called.
okay. So if you're ace 9 in the big blind, okay, I'm not gonna criticize
With any
Suarez
two
play.
cards.
Well, just about any play works when you flop a straight.
Flops a straight, but Suarez does
And the cannon bets
have
800.
the open-ended one. Gets straight off the 4. I mean, not the 4 to 5. or
Bobby's
10.
got any card 4 through 10, then he's interested in this board.
Bobby calls with his better straight draw. 7 on the turn, and the cannon straight still best.
Breaks out.
Checks it.
Check is not good. You're missing value, and you limit the size of your bet on the river.
I also agree checking is not good here. I think bet low, but like I don't. Besides trying to like deceive him, I think the only thing you gotta worry about is if he has like 6 or 8s full. But I don't think he would call pre-flop with that. So yeah, you gotta raise here.
And Sura checks. Jack of diamonds on the
I don't-
river.
I don't think you would just okay.
Cannon
just
bets
easy
4,000.
fold.
Now Cannon's trying to
4,000 is
overbet the
way
river,
too
which
high.
should get about a 0% consideration out of Bobby Sura, currently a player in the NIT BA.
Okay, so like
And he folds.
the thing about
Sir.
overbetting
Thank you,
is
thank you.
it's either
And the
like
cannon drag.
it's either a
The
monster
pot worth
value bet or it's a
7,800. And the
monster.
cannon will start with Big Slick.
uh,
Raises to 1,500. Suited
bluff.
one gapper for Daniel. Very playable for
So
him.
you tried to make sure like try to catch the bluff and make a hero calm.
Calls the 1,500.
He wants to play a pot in position against the amateur.
Ace 9 offsuit for
Ace
Scott
9
Seaver.
suit. He's
And
dominating.
Scott's going to re-raise to 6,500.
That's
64 more than me, huh?
big
5,000
big
more.
bets.
Oh, just 5,000. Oh, that makes it easy.
Just 5 yellows.
Just 5.
No silvers. No, I didn't use the
Okay.
silvers.
Cannon calls.
As they say, you brought me.
Yeah, exactly.
Daniel can't help himself, getting 3 to 1.
Here, you just do what he does, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna do it.
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
And Daniel calls. We'll have three-way action to the flop.
Feels good. Someone will be qualified.
Oh, and the cannon has
Jesus
qualified
Christ.
with trips. King,
I'll
Jack
check
on the
here.
flop.
Huge flop for the Cannon, huge draw for Daniel.
Yeah.
Cannon checks
I'll
his
check here.
monster.
The reason why I want to check is like to be honest, okay, so Negreanu is on the diamonds draw, but usually that isn't the case, and but you can definitely try to defend against it with a little raise, but I would definitely check right here to try to just like trap someone who's trying to make like a continuation bet, or like they also have like I don't know, a straight draw or something like that.
And he
Usually you would just
checks.
re-raise after they
And he
bet.
bets a little less than half the pot, 8,200.
Yeah, there you go.
82.
Throw that re-raise in there now.
Gonzo with a
go.
cannonball raises to 16,700.
I have to give him credit for the size of the raise. If you're going to raise, make it look bluffy.
Daniel's a believer. He folds.
And see now that if see the size of that raise like denies equity on the is that how you deny equity over there? It makes sure that like it's not worth it usually to call there even with the flush draw.
Now back to the guy who 3-bet pre-flop.
Mathematically speaking.
Not
And then
bloody
Seaver's
likely.
Definitely gonna fold here, right? There you go.
And Seaver waves the white flag. He
If
folds.
you got a bluff, you get a bonus.
Nah, no bluff.
No, you get aces. Wow.
Liar. Seaver's raised, and Biffer folds. Cannon calls, and they'll be heads up to the
Jack-10
flop.
off, that's fine. I call him.
8-7-5 rainbow.
You definitely okay. So
Check.
Cannon checks.
he blocks.
Both the flop gut shots. Seaver's ahead, and he's got the lead.
Definitely blocks you here. Seaver's probably gonna go for continuation, but here, yeah.
2 yellows, 2 blacks.
Scott makes it 2,200.
2 yellows, 2 blacks it
overs
is.
with
Excellent. You
a
can't do
straight
it any
draw.
other way. It has to be
So-
that way or it's invalid.
Yeah,
Cannon
it's fine,
calls.
call
This
there.
isn't the first out-of-position float we've seen from the Cannon.
Jack of clubs on the turn.
There you
Cannon
go,
makes a
2
pair.
overs.
Seaver double-gutted.
Check.
Cannon checks,
0 chips.
also known as checking. Deuce of diamonds on the river.
Good spot for a value bet.
I think I'd
3
do a
yellows,
little bit.
3 blacks.
Yeah, a
Right
little
now,
bet
Seaver's
would
got
be
the
nice
Cannon
here.
talking all weird like him.
Yep, that's a decent
Cannon
size.
bets 3,300.
It's close up. I think it's
Seaver's
gonna
not
fold.
going to be a hero. He lays it down, and the Cannon wins another pot. This one worth over $11,000.
Your money won without showdown percentage has to be pretty
think the-
good.
$1,000. Going to
Only
be a
other
hero.
play I'll think of making here is just to check call a bluff.
He lays it. Cannon
They keep folding. I'm gonna keep doing it.
raises to 12.
You're attacking me?
No, sir. I'm attacking that blind.
Definitely feeling like I'm being attacked.
Sir, you like being called sir, Tony G?
I don't mind, but I don't really like it.
Tony comes along with 8-4 suited.
It's a pretty loose defend, but he is playing against the Cannon.
King, Queen, 4.
Could be a nasty term.
Tony's qualified. He checks.
Friends, sir.
Tony doesn't need a nasty turn. He's hit a nasty
I
flop.
would probably
Don't
do a
bet too
small
much.
continuation bet here.
15.
There we go.
Cannon bets 1,500.
Oh, no, I don't even want to raise that. Now we might end up playing a really big pot.
Check raise from Tony.
Wow. Oh, that was. Does he actually have the cannon on his hand here? Wow, that was such an insane play from Tony. I'll
20 to
definitely fold
4,000,
that.
And the Cannon beats him into the
Wow,
pot. I
snap
don't
calls.
love the insta-call. Even offsuit pair-outs are dirty to a
Snap
straight.
calls. Oh,
Ace of hearts
okay.
on the turn.
Cannon hits
Qualifies
another
as good.
turn.
12,000.
And Tony's betting 12,000, and again Cannon beats him into the pot.
That's not positive. Did you qualify with that ace?
Yes, he did.
Wow.
I don't
He
know,
did qualify, but
damn.
Tony's got flush outs.
Good reads by Tony.
5 of spades on the river.
And that's the I missed everything sigh.
Well, he does have a pair of 4s. Has missed his flush. And he checks it. And the Cannon shows him the goods.
He has an ace, which gets the money.
Yeah, I had a lot of outs. A lot of outs.
Another decent
I
sized
would've
pot for
bet a little
Gonzo.
bit if I was the
Oh,
king,
yeah,
but
you did. Turn flush draw.
I also
was
would have
like, what?
folded.
Oh, never mind. Yeah.
to the
Decent
re-raise.
pot, but the pros have finally seen behind the curtain a bit.
So your percentage at showdown is also pretty good.
Couple of 8s for the Cannon.
1,500.
He's re-raising, right? You got pocket eights, bro.
Calls.
Tony G
Oh,
may be
okay.
seeking revenge for Cannon floating him on that last hand. These two are a coin flip if we see all 5 cards.
Heads up to the flop. 6, 10, 7. Cannon has a gut shot in his pair.
Tony's gonna bet
And he
here.
checks it. Tony
He
checks.
doesn't bet. Okay.
Deuce of clubs on the turn.
Not a very scary board for 2 8s, especially with straight outs.
This is definitely.
Cannon bets 2,000.
Definitely a bet.
And Tony calls.
Now it's
right
Tony
here.
floating the Cannon with ace jack.
Deuce on the river. He can't make hands like the Cannon.
Bet a little bit.
Betting 4,000.
Gotta give the
4,000,
Cannon credit for being
I would've done
confident
like
enough to
3,000,
attempt finish
3,500.
value on the river. And again, Gonzo's got the pro in a spot where he really can't do much.
Tony's gonna
Alright.
fold here.
I believe you somehow.
Wins again.
I hope you bluffed it.
Choose anyone.
And Tony folds.
Bottom one, bottom one.
More
Just
free
choose anyone
information.
to represent
but
the
which
flop.
eight did
I
he
mean,
show?
that's straight.
Starting to question who the professionals are here.
Like, you can see this, you can see that.
look easy.
Actions folded around to the Cannon. Ace, King of hearts.
I like it so far.
Raises to
I
1,400.
don't know, I feel like
Scott's
the cannon's playing like a bit loose, but
Seaver takes
it's working
a
out
look. Will he get a
because
walk
he's
here?
running pretty good.
Easiest couch cannon hand ever. Ah,
He defends.
And he calls.
we've seen Scott defend with a pretty
Let's
wide range, so I'm
see.
not too worried.
Yes,
Ace
Seaver-
Jack 4 on the flop. The cannon's made top pair, top kicker. Seaver checks.
Seaver
I really like the
checks.
cannon's hand at this point. He can see bet
I'll
and
check
get some
behind
value.
here. That's a fine bet.
2100.
Personally, I would check, but yeah,
That's a healthy
it is
flop bet.
standard to go for the bet
Seaver's
there.
reaching for chips.
Well, it was a value bet, so Cannon probably
I
does
think
want to
he's
call.
Trying to
Seaver
defend
calls.
against.
He's hopefully calling with a smaller ace or a draw.
I don't know. The only reason I would bet
3 of
there
clubs on
usually
the
is to
turn.
defend
Okay,
against the
hopefully
club
not a draw now. I clearly don't like the fact that clubs or a wheel came in, but I think Gonzo's got to bet this to get value out of a smaller
bet
ace
that.
and to charge if he's only got one club.
And it goes check, check. Queen of hearts on the river.
It's not a great river card since Broadway just came in and any other ace paint is winning now too.
With that check there, I think Seaver is probably going to put him on a jack.
Now it looks
I
like
think.
Seaver might bet. He fires out
Seaver have a-
3,500.
Now that Scott's leading out, it's pop.
Okay, well, what could Seaver have here? King Queen. No, not. I don't think he has King Queen.
Possible that Gonzo's beat, but I don't think he should fold, especially.
I'm nearly certain he doesn't have the flush. I'm just concerned about the straight or like a 2-pair. Queen Jack.
Since Scott is capable of doing this
I
with a
think
small.
he just got a call
or
here
ace.
for sure.
And
He just
Gonzo
called
makes the
here.
call.
I got an ace. I got an ace.
Oh, he has an
Cannon
ace.
shows slick.
No, you don't. He has an ace.
Scott had
Scott had
ace
a weaker
deuce.
ace.
Good ace. I have a good ace.
Or as Scott would say, ace deuce.
The cannon picks up the pot. Action back on Gonzalez. Cannon.
King Jack off again.
King Jack offsuit.
The general rule is to 3-bet or fold when you're out of position.
He's going to call.
Well, the cannon's been doing just fine so far. What do I know?
Sura folds. Heads up to the flop.
I probably would have 3-bet there.
Me and Tony G.
7 deuce 6 on the flop.
Cannon misses, but has the best hand with king high.
Tony with a gut shot. Cannon checks.
Yeah, check
Tony's got a
there.
gut shot to a 6-card straight, and we know his pairs are live.
It's worth 3,000 to him and to the cannon.
Cannon floats out of position more than trying to jump onto a wakeboard in the ocean.
9 of clubs on the turn. The cannon
Wow.
somehow still best. And bets 3,000.
Cannon's playing good this
Now
hand,
the cannon donks the turn, and he just so happens to do it on a hand where Tony has 4 high and the nut low.
Tony
Wins
folds.
every hand.
The cannon's play is unorthodox, but it's gutsy and it's working.
Can't believe Tony lacked the heart there to put the man to the test.
9-3 queen, a couple of clubs. Daniel misses and checks.
Oh, this is tough.
Tony checks middle pair.
So can't
Dipper
actually
checks bottom
win
pair.
this?
Check.
Cannon's good with a check as well.
No one wants this pot getting any
Right,
bigger with
7
these pieces
of
of
spades in this board. I would
cheese.
definitely consider
Turns the
myself
jack of
fucked.
clubs. Daniel checks.
Tony already had the best hand, picked up a ton of outs to improve.
He checks.
Check.
Dipper checks, and it checks around.
92% equity for Tony in a three-way pot, not bad.
King of clubs on the river, and Tony's made a
my
straight and a
God.
flush.
That's now 100% equity.
Tony has the
And he checks
third
it.
nuts right here.
Dipper checks to the cannon.
3,000.
He's not afraid to bet it. Makes it
Daniel
3,000.
The
definitely
cannon's
folds
trying
chip.
to steal this, but I don't think he's going to get Tony G to fold the third nuts.
Tony's definitely gonna call here. And Biffer's gonna, I think, fold.
You know there's a flush out there, right?
I believe I do.
I fold.
Oh,
Like Daniel
Huh?
said, what happened to Tony G?
the pros are giving mad credit to the cannon all week.
This feels like the time that he's.
I have so much sympathy.
Even Viffer's got him beat with a pair of
It
threes.
feels like the time though that it could be good.
It is good.
I have
It
a lot
feels-
of sympathy.
Come on,
It feels like I'm not. I mean, but if
But he folds it.
I just
can't
folded
blame
the
Biffer
third
for that
nuts.
fold,
So.
but what, Tony, you can't fold that.
Wow.
my
10
guy.
of clubs. You did not fold the 10 of clubs.
Yeah.
Why? Why doesn't no one want to see him look him up?
You gotta
I will.
fold.
I know I'm
Yeah.
beat. I don't
can't
know.
fold that, you
What's the
can't fold
point? Put 3,000 in?
Because he's so nitty, he never bluffs, probably.
Cannon kicks it up to 2,200.
Ask and ye shall receive.
Bible quotes from Seaver.
His heads up.
I don't remember Seaver asking to be
Yeah, it
dominated.
is. Okay, that's
Which he
that's,
is.
That's standard
He
raise.
calls.
That's fine raise.
Flop is Jack 10-5, 2 spades.
Let's have
Action
him
on Seaver.
dominated.
Boy, he did not catch any of that flop.
He checks.
And for once, the cannon's the one in position.
Bet there. Yep.
Bets his ace. It's worth 4,000 to him.
Good spirit, good heart. There's a lot of good positive things, but they're not.
1,000's a bit
They're
high.
not enough to
They're
get.
not enough to overcome.
And Seaver mucks. The cannon's going to drag a
I
pot
would've
worth
done
almost
3,000 there.
10,000.
But
3 to
either
the
way,
flop.
Seaver definitely would have folded.
10 deuce jack, 2 clubs. Scott Seaver's picked up a pair.
Seaver outflops everyone with his only live card.
Seaver gonna bet here.
Worth a
Yes.
bet, 4,000.
He donks it.
With 2 overs and the straight
Differ's
draw,
out.
I'll definitely call here.
Cannon quickly calls.
This guy floats more than a Macy's Thanksgiving balloon.
And
I got
calls
a million
fine
of them.
there. It's just
4
that
diamonds on
Seaver
the
could
turn.
also-
Oh, Viffer would have turned a set.
Seaver
Viffer
checks.
was gonna sit. Check behind.
Gonzalez, cannon, 8,000.
That's
There
8,000.
are a ton of draws out there.
I think he's gonna barrel on the fucking I think he's
Seaver
gonna
makes the
bluff
right
on
call.
the river right here.
I wonder if Gonzo will put the brakes on if he misses.
River, the 3 of diamonds changes nothing.
Could represent it
Seaver checks again.
straight.
Cannon's been
Oh.
using his position well this hand, and it looks like he's loading
Can't
up
really
another
represent
barrel.
straight after.
If you're going to go for it, you got to go all the way.
12.
All right, he is no longer the cannon. He is now officially Gonzo. He has bet 12,000 here on a bluff again.
Scott has to
Yeah.
decide if
So,
Gonzo would
I
make
was
this
right, he
exact
does
same
bluff
move
with
again.
the hand. If he bets on the turn there, he probably bluffs on the
Scott
river.
can't do it. He folds to the bluff.
Mm,
And the cannon.
that's interesting. I feel like that's a slightly tight fold from Scott there. I don't know. I think Scott Scott probably had him on the jack because of the way he did call but bet. Yeah, probably had the jack. I'll probably think the same
Writes
thing.
the
Yeah, I think I'll probably fold there too actually.
Yep, dragging a pot worth 41,000 bucks.
You have met your match, Mr. Seaver.
Scott's not going to like seeing that one on TV.
Cannon calls with King Jack. Sir is out and over to Daniel. 7-8
It's
offsuit,
enough. That's
Sometimes
perfectly
a playable
for
hand,
Daniel.
but he
Okay.
folds it.
Daniel, not his usual active self this week.
9 queen 6. Cannon's flopped a gut shot, but Tony G bets his ducks 2,000, and the cannon quickly calls.
Sometimes a quick call can be indicative of a draw.
9 of spades on the turn, and the cannon picks up a flush draw as well.
Flush
Tony's
draw
still
now.
best.
Tony bets
flip
4,000.
on the
Cannon
river.
quickly calls.
He's just going for it.
Gonzo's also
I'm
got
not sure. Let me see. How much did Tony bet post flop?
9 queen 6. Cannon's flopped a gut shot,
2,000.
but Tony G
Yep.
bets his ducks 2,000, and the cannon quickly calls.
It's fine to
sometimes
call
a quick
there.
call
Draw as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Gonzo's also got
Call
hidden
here for
counterfeit
sure.
outs.
To the river. 3 of clubs, brick. Tony G checks now.
Gonzo did-
Checks. The way he was doing call, I think he could definitely
Can get
bluff
there, but the
flush
club
here.
draw did come in. The only way he can win this is to bluff at it.
He does.
And he's more than happy to. Bets 9,000 into Tony G.
Well, Scott, this cannon has not let up on the aggression.
9,000. That definitely looks like a value bet.
You can tell Tony doesn't want to believe the amateur has the best hand again. I will say one thing for our loose cannon. He's just like the Fonz.
I'll probably snap
But
fold.
what's
if I was
Fonzie
Tony
like?
Here.
Cool.
He's cool.
Now let's see if Tony can
The fact
figure
that
this
Tony
cannon
is
out.
spinning this long, I think he maybe knows something. It's just, yeah, I would usually snap fold. Tony's definitely a much better player than me.
He folds.
I might lose to
He
a
sees
bluff.
something.
I knew I wanted that.
Tony gets bluffed.
Nice hand, Gonzo.
Same.
Ace queen for the cannon.
I would raise.
Cannon's got position on Viffer, so just calling's cool.
And he does.
Just calls.
Ace 9 for Bobby Sura.
Ace
Sura's
call.
actually in position, but this
Fine.
is usually a fold or re-raise spot.
But he just calls.
Always better to be the aggressor.
He is
Sura,
dominated.
Viffer, and the cannon.
I'd
Ace 7-3, 2 diamonds. Cannon and Sura both hit their aces, and Whiffer whiffs.
Viffer
checks.
checks into folding here.
Cannon bets 5,000.
Cannon makes a
Bobby
5,000
Sura flops
bet,
an ace and is out kicked again.
100.
Yet another dream situation for the
Hearts.
cannon.
Sura's gonna call here. Just
And
gonna
Sura makes the
fold.
call.
I think this would just be like
Viffer with king high.
Leaves it to the amateurs.
Sura drawing very thin with Viffer folding a 9.
I'd be
5 of
the
spades
bet
on
there
the
is
turn.
nice
So I'll
to
put this bet out here.
protect against a flush draw. Okay, now there's 2
Pretty much
flush draws,
announcing
but I
he's
don't
going to
think-
bet, and he does.
I definitely wouldn't bet
9,000.
Sura on spades though.
Bobby Sura's dead to a 9, and he's got no chop outs.
If Sura
And this pot has
called
gotten pretty big.
post flop, I would put him on diamonds
About to get
or a
bigger.
weaker ace and he
Sura
does
makes
have
the
weak
call.
raise.
Bobby called pre-flop with an ace. Looks like he's just going to go with it.
To the river. 4 of hearts.
That's a very
That card puts 2 4-card straights out there.
Check.
I'll
Cannon
probably
checks.
check, yeah.
One pair.
Bobby checks. The cannon shows the better ace.
Leap there.
I had that one too.
And Bobby Sura becomes another victim of the gimp hand.
That's a minute.
Gonzo takes another pot, and he's now up almost $70,000. Viffer straddled for 800, and the cannon has 2 queens.
Queens
Raises to
raise.
3,000.
Yep.
Sura's out. Ace 8
Ace
suited
eight
for
suited.
Daniel.
Definitely calls for Daniel.
He's
here.
on the button.
Daniel's cooking something up.
He does seem to be reaching for bigger denomination chips.
This is very convoluted. Clock.
Okay, Scott Seaver will be here all week, folks.
Why is that so funny to me?
3-bet.
Daniel has successfully isolated the cannon.
Straddle makes big pots.
I mean, I would.
Sure does.
Action's back on Gonzo.
I see a flop.
I'll
Just
probably
calls.
re-raise
Let's see
him
one.
Here. Okay, I would re-raise.
You know what I
that,
like
but
about this hand? You go first.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's kind of good. You go first. I get to see what's up.
Position for dummies.
Dan and the cannon to the flop. 5-7 queen, and the cannon's flop top set.
Gonzalez cannon runs good.
Okay, I'm checking. I'm checking. If I have top set, I'm definitely
And he
checking.
checks.
I
Good
definitely,
check. Let Daniel
I am
fire
way
again.
too trappy of a player. I think he would. It looks like he's doing the same shit.
Gonzo literally licking his lips.
Daniel will c-bet here for 10,500.
I'll
Daniel's
put
put in
him.
slightly less than half the pot. This board
Okay, if I was Gonzo here, I'll be like, wait, you have like what? I think
is
he.
fairly dry,
I'll
so
put him
just
on, like-
calling would be okay. A raise would be okay too. The only wrong move would be to fold, and I don't think that's gonna happen.
I'll put him on like some like an ace and something else
And
suited.
now Gonzo,
But,
the
like,
one
I
reaching
think
for
it
some
would be
big
hearts.
chips.
I think it like ace king hearts or some shit like that. Ace
Made
jack
it
hearts.
30 there?
So I'll
He's
definitely
check raised to
yeah, I'll
30,000.
definitely re-raise there. And then Daniel's got
Scott's
fold.
not gonna sit through Daniel's Hollywooding. I do find it hard to believe Daniel's thinking about this, though I'm sure it's killing him
If
that the
there's no
pros have seen
flush
so few of
draw
the
out
cannon's
there, I would
hands.
definitely just call
These 3
the-
guys happy to not be in a pot with a cannon for once.
I think calling.
Daniel folds.
When you chop someone,
Easy money.
You want to try to
Like
re-raise
Christmas every day.
a good
Not that
amount
easy.
when there's a
Cannon.
flush draw out.
How much?
2,500.
3 high and calls. 6, 5,
Calls.
7, 2 spades. Cannon's
Oh my
picked up
God,
a flush
he
draw.
actually
He's
makes
also got the
flush.
dummy end of a gutter ball straight draw.
Checks it.
Check call here,
It's
probably.
a pretty big flop. You can see they're almost a coin
Straight
flip.
draw, flush draw.
Super bets 3,500. Cannon almost beats him in the pot.
Hail Mary.
To the turn.
Abracadabra.
6 of spades gives Gonzo the flush.
Check.
Checks it.
Gonzo hits his Hail Mary. He may have wanted to protect that flush, but if you bet, you can blow your opponent off the hand, and if you check, you let him get a free card. That's why playing out of position reeks.
I think Seaver's gonna bet here.
But I'd rather be Gonzo right now. Seaver stepping
Much,
into the trap. That's
9,000.
9,000.
All right,
Luckily for the cannon, Scott did not check behind.
call here.
Cannon wastes no time calling. Queen of clubs on the river changes nothing.
Check.
Cannon's got it locked up now, and he
Traps
checks.
him.
That's a risky check. Scott could very easily check behind.
I'm all in.
All in.
I'm not sure if I like the all in. It just looked. There's a 6 beats him, straight beats him, a flush beats him.
And Gonzo calls.
What would you have him on? Like,
Adi, adi, adi.
I don't like the all in at
Oh
all.
my God.
Seaver looks genuinely shocked.
I had 8-9. That hand.
Like
8-9.
not
I
pizza.
would have won.
Hasn't quite sunk in for Gonzo yet either.
Been a good day so
I
far.
had kings
So
with
far,
kings,
so
too.
far, I can't complain.
Cannon's now up well over 6 figures.
He's setting the bar like up here for every loose cannon.
The Cannon's got 2 pair, and Daniel's going to draw to his straight. 4 of spades on the turn, and the Cannon's filled
Full
up.
house.
Gonzalez cannon continues to run like Godzala's cannon. Now it looks like Daniel's loading up for a bet. He might think he can blow Gonzo off his hand with a donk bet,
Makes it 4,500.
and it might actually work most of the time, but huffing and bluffing can rarely blow a full house down.
I never bluff.
Call.
Just calls.
Yep.
I really like the smooth call by the cannon. He can let Daniel think he's just got top pair or a draw.
River 8 of diamonds.
Daniel missed his straight, but since everything else missed, he might think he can take Gonzo off his hand.
And this bluff is a $16,500 donation to the Cannon Family Relief Fund.
High.
Big blind, big blind, big blind, big blind, big blind.
Since you've been so friendly about showing a card, I'm also going to show you one card.
What the hell, Daniel?
Okay? Let's see if this is the one. All right.
Daniel shows
What
a
the
5.
You get one card and one card only.
5 of
I've made a
diamonds
huge
doesn't show
mistake.
anything.
Daniel's just blown any chance he had of not getting raised here. This guy makes a huge hand, gets bet into, and then a pro
If you have a 5 of diamonds, like, what do you have, my guy?
shows him the losing hand. This is unreal lucky.
Oh, I should have literally. You can't raise. That's mean.
Viffer's right to laugh. This is ridiculous.
Cannon stacking chips. There's the raise.
Gross.
There you go.
To
Daniel folds this
61-5.
for sure. He's got 6 high.
Not.
Gonzo, when this game
That's it.
started, did you
Alright. I think he played well. There was just some slight loose things. But some of the bluffs were fine. I don't think Tony should have bluffed that. Also, if I were the Ken, I wouldn't have bluffed on that board either. I probably would have just accepted the loss. That's whatever. I think. Why did Tony fold the third nut flush? Okay, I don't get that part. He ran well twice in some loose floats, but besides that, he played good. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. This guy's out. Peace.
did you ever think you would be able to take that